Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles Now. We are so close to our goal of 21,000 subscribers, literally at 20,966. So we are less than 50 away, trying to get to 21K, maybe by the start of the football game with the Raiders this week. Go subscribe down below for plenty of great content, plenty of great stuff, including the trade deadline coming up next couple of weeks. You're going to want to be subbed to the channel. Go down below and do it right now. Today's video is brought to you guys by our friends at BetQL. Go to chatsports.com/EaglesQL/. Use that discount code ChatEagles for 25% off any and all of their subscription offerings. More info down below in the description box. We'll talk more about them a little bit later on in this video. All right, let's jump into a Monday following what is a little mini bye. No Eagle game on Sunday, so we're not exactly mad on a Monday because we didn't lose yesterday. But there are some really good news to get into. We need to go ahead and begin with, and that is starting with the best news of the day. Lane Johson is coming back. Yes, we really had no idea what he was doing the past couple of weeks, even though we knew it was a personal issue, and we really didn't know when he was going to come back. There was talks that he might not come back this season, and yet the good news announced today via Twitter, we'll show you that in a second, Lane Johson is returning to the Eagles. Now, he's going to mention and citing mental health as part of the reason why he was gone. Either way, regardless of whatever was going on with Lane Johson, we support him 100%, but the main reason from a football standpoint is you get your star right tackle back just in time for a very important stretch of games next couple of weeks as Philadelphia tries to go ahead and get back into the playoff picture. Let's start with Lane Johson's quote. We put this out via Twitter just a couple of minutes ago, early here on a Monday morning. Quote, "I'd like to thank everyone for their understanding and support over the last 2 weeks. I appreciate the positive notes and messages as I've worked hard to restore my personal life. Depression and anxiety are all things I've dealt with for a long time and have kept hidden from my friends and family. If you're reading this and struggling, please know that you are not alone. I'm excited to rejoin my teammates and coaches. I'm grateful for the entire Eagle community and look forward to continuing to play in front of the best fans in the world. Hashtag fly Eagles fly," end quote. So this means Lane Johson is back. This means he will practice, and it seems like he's going to go ahead and be good to go to play on Sunday, even though they haven't officially announced that yet, although I assume he is still going to be in football shape because he was only gone for just a couple of weeks. That means your starting Eagles offensive line will look something like this, I assume. Mailata back to left tackle, thank goodness, because he was struggling a little bit at right tackle, in my opinion. Landon Dickerson stays at left guard, Kelsey at center, Driscoll stays at right guard, and then there he will be, Lane Johson at the right tackle position. That is your starting offensive line until they change it again, if they want to change it again, but I expect that was what it will be on Sunday versus a very good Raiders pass rush. Listen, Lane coming back is huge for Philadelphia. Now, again, off-the-field issues aside, we can talk about that, and obviously I'm very supportive of him, wishing the best going forward with everything that he's dealing with. But from a football standpoint, we focus on that here on the channel. This is very important because Philadelphia, we've seen it with our own eyes over the past couple of weeks, has been significantly worse on the offensive line without Lane Johson. That's not a surprise. It's not a shot at Mailata. I think Mailata played well and honorably at the right side, but he's much better at the left side. Now you get both of your tackles back, essentially, going into the Raider game. I think you can potentially maybe run the football a little bit more. How about that? That could be very exciting. We'll talk about that a little bit here on the channel. But it also provides hopefully some more pass protection for Jalen Hurts, who seems to be running a little bit more than he needs to be, running away from, guys who are up in his face. And then we saw that a lot in at least the Buck game, in my opinion. You do play the Raiders this week. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but Las Vegas does have a lot of good pass rushers, including Max Crosby. They get a lot of sacks, and so Johson coming back could not have been at a better time. Go down below to this pinned comment and just type welcome back to welcome back Lane Johson to the Eagles. Show your love and support to Lane down below, as we are just pumped to have him back in Eagle Green. As I mentioned earlier, today's video is brought to you guys by our friends at BetQL, whose best bets computer model, of course, scans hundreds of thousands of unique bets every single year to give you guys the best betting options in terms of telling you where you should put your money and hopefully betting on proper football games, because they have all the analysis, the algorithms to go ahead and give you the best shot at winning money every single week. They have 5-star bets, 4-star bets, 3-star bets, and 2-star bets, and I'm telling you, I've been using them all year long, and I've been winning a ton of bets. Go to chatsports.com/EaglesQL/ get started now, and use that discount code ChatEagles at payment and get 25% off any of their subscription offerings. And speaking of those winnings, these were my picks last week, and I went 4 for 5. I mean, literally, Bears, Packers, won that one. Chargers really wet the bed. That was my one very disappointing loss. The Cardinals blew out the Browns. I told you that they would. That was some more money won. I did bet the Cowboys. I never like doing that, but I did kind of appreciate Dak Prescott's game-winning touchdown because it won me money. And the Jaguars got their first win. I predicted that as well. I'm 18-10 so far this year in my picks, just balling out. And I got to attribute it to BetQL and the best bet computer model, and of course, all of their great subscription offerings. More details on that are down below in the description box. Okay, I want to move over to a quote that Nick Sirianni had a couple of days ago when asked about play calling. We've talked about play calling here on the channel and how Philadelphia refuses to run the football, and it seems to be criminal that they don't want to run the football, and yet each and every week, the reporters go to these press conferences, and they ask Nick Sirianni the same question: why aren't you running the ball? And Nick Sirianni always says, basically nothing, right? And that's one of my big issues right now with Nick Sirianni. Well, a reporter finally asked him this week about play calling. Like, would he give up play calling duties and just focus on being the head coach? Sometimes head coaches are in over their head and shouldn't be calling plays. They should just be being a head coach. Well, here was what Nick Sirianni said. Quote, "We're going to continue to do the things we've been doing as far as play calling and game planning. We feel like we have a good process there of how we go through it. I'm fortunate that on this staff, I have guys that have experience calling games, which is helping me throughout games. So we're going to continue to stick with that. We got a lot of confidence in that, and we've got to execute and do better, but confident in our process there," end quote. Now, I guess I'll give my thoughts in a second, but I want to just show this graphic really quickly, which I'll throw up on your screen right now. This is the Eagles' offensive rankings. The Eagles have talent offensively. We talked about this going into the season. They should not be a bottom-tier offense. They should be at least a mid-level offense at worst. Yet they're 22nd in total yards per game. They're 24th in passing yards per game. They're 24th in first downs. And they're almost dead last in time of possession, 30th overall. Oh, man, it's not good. It's not good. Now, I'm not advocating Nick Sirianni to give up play calling. I think Nick Sirianni has to look in the mirror and tell himself, run the football. Like, honestly, I think Nick Sirianni actually has some pretty darn good play design. I think he has some pretty darn good offensive creativity and scheming. It could be better, yes, but I think in the end, the main problem Nick Sirianni has is being focused too much on passing the football. And in the press conference, the quote we didn't show you is he mentioned he wants to be a 75% pass, 25% run team, which a lot of NFL teams do. But when you have a young quarterback, I don't think I want Jalen Hurts throwing the ball 75% of the time. That's 60-40 with running the football. I just think that Nick Sirianni doesn't need to give up play calling, but I do think he eventually has to look himself in the mirror and say, hey, why don't we try to be a little more balanced and just see what happens? Like, you saw what happened there in the third and fourth quarter against the Bucs. They ran it a couple of times and massive holes, 10-yard gains. Those break the back of defenses, and the Eagles right now are struggling to do just that on offense. So I'm not going to call for him to give up plays just yet. But he definitely needs to go ahead and at least change the play calling up a little bit, and that's a big reason why I think Philadelphia is struggling on offense. We'll see what happens, though, on Sunday against the Raiders. Who's to blame for the offensive issues? Like, is it Nick Sirianni? Is it Jalen Hurts? Is it the O-line? Is it somebody else? Who do you think is to blame for the offensive issues? I want to give me your thoughts down below right now. Okay, before we get into the final story of the day, I want a quick shout out to our friends at BetMGM and the place that you can go ahead and place all of your bets once you figure out what ones you want to do via our friends at BetQL. They have a great partnership right now that goes on when you go to chatsports.com/EaglesMGM/ and create an account on BetMGM. Deposit the $10 into your account, bet the $10, and you receive a free year of BetQL within 24 hours of your wager settling. So you get all the info on on who to bet on, and then you get a place to actually put the money down and make your bets and win money every week, as I have done because I'm 18-10. So far this year. I keep patting myself on the back, but I'm pumped about it. Win a little bit of money here. It's kind of fun. Links down below in the description box. Okay, quickly here, I do want to mention that right now, Philadelphia has a chance to get the number 1 overall draft pick. Now, that was always a chance with Miami and the Colts this year, but it's starting to become very much a reality based on what the Dolphins have done ever since week 1. Like, week 1, they beat the Patriots, and they've lost every single game since, and they look absolutely terrible. And if the season ended today, we keep updating you on this, but it is important, Miami would have the number 3 overall draft pick, which would then become Philadelphia's based on the trade that they made last year inside the top 10. That number 3 alone would be huge, but it can be number 1. Like, if the Dolphins keep losing, this can be a number 1 overall draft pick, which Philadelphia has not had. I can't even remember last time Philadelphia had the number 1 overall draft pick because McNabb was number 2 overall. It's been a long time. It's been a very long time. Right now, Philly also has 8 and 9 because the Colts won on Sunday, so still 3 in the top 10, but that first one, the Miami one, could become number 1 overall, which is unbelievable to even think about, and I don't even know what Eagles would do with that yet because it's just so early, but very exciting. Finally, NFC East, everybody lost yesterday, which is good, except for the Dallas Cowboys, who are just running away with the division. They are probably going to win the division, but at least the Washington football team lost, and the New York Giants, who are an absolute dumpster fire, lost as well. So Philadelphia remains at 3rd, tied for 2nd, I should say, in the NFC East at 2 and 4. All right, ultimate for today on our Philadelphia Eagles Now news and rumor video. Plenty of more great content coming up the next couple of days and weeks here. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We keep trying to get to 21,000 subscribers. It's a very elusive number to get to. It's a tough number to get to because you get to 20 and then it kind of stalls a little bit. Now we're trying to get to 21,000. So if you like this channel, if you like the nonstop Eagle covers that we do, we had the breaking news on Zach Ertz last week. We had tons of breakdown regarding the loss to the Bucs. Everything you could possibly want regarding your Eagles. Go down below and hit that red subscribe button as I think, hopefully, if they can win on Sunday against the Raiders, they start to turn things things around a little bit. If they turn things around a little bit, then maybe, just maybe, they can make a run at the postseason. Again, for Philadelphia Eagles now, I am Thomas Mott, as we are out of time. Plenty of more videos coming up this week, so stay tuned. The weather's getting colder down here in the south where I live. It's getting colder where you are, but the takes and the rumors are still hot, so stay tuned for more great content. Again, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. Stay safe out there. Enjoy the rest of your day.